Hey, happy and healthy altitudes to you. Today, we're going to get a quick workout in with some bands, and we're going to do about a minute of all the exercises. So, if you have bands or dumbbells, you can substitute them out, but bands are the recommendation. We're going to do upper body, we're going to do lower body, and then we're going to take it to the core. We're going to do this whole circuit twice. This is an easy workout to do anywhere, anytime. If you have a timer, you can set your timer for about a minute for each exercise. The total workout will be about 30 minutes. I'm going to set the timer now, and let's grab our band. We're going to start it out with some bicep curls. And with this bicep curl, you can just take your band, put it under your foot. Make sure that your band isn't frayed, and then we're just going to curl up and down. Let your arms extend all the way to the bottom. Curl it up, bring it back down. You can warm up when you're doing a workout like this, a strength workout. You can warm up with some arm circles. You could warm up with some four-way hip. We'll add those in here. I'm just starting out with an easy bicep curl to get those arms going. Again, you could do this with dumbbells or you could do this with your band. The band is nice because as summer's coming, you can travel with it very easily. It fits well in a suitcase. So we're just going to get some bicep curls, try to curl up and down using those biceps, and then we're going to take it to our shoulders next. So just putting the band down, arm circles would go like this if you wanted to warm up with those. Or if you wanted to do four-way hip, we'll do that on the next one. But so for shoulders, okay, we're going to take our band, we're going to bring up our right arm and then the left arm. Now what's important is we're trying to keep our posture through our core, pinching our shoulder blades back. So all of these exercises can be done very easily, almost anywhere. And you can bring your palm in, or you could keep your palm down. So again, just focusing on some strength here for now. 5 exercises of strength, 5 different things to work all the major muscle groups in our upper body, or most of the major muscle groups. Front raises are next. And that's what we're doing here, is a little front raise action. And then we go to our lower body. So if you wanted to warm up with some four-way hips, it would be front, outside, in, back, and across. And then you would do the same on the other side. And why is this really helpful? It helps with that hip strength, hip stability, hip mobility. And all those things come through your hips and your core, which you'll use in every workout. So you could do a minute or two of each of those arm circles and hip circles to warm up. We're going to get some squats here, and let's use our band to hold our posture back. So you're using your muscles in your upper body while you do a little bit of a squat. Now, if you have knee problems here, check with your doc first, but you also don't have to go very deep. The key is letting your hips and your kinetic chain work naturally, where you're staying back with your hips and your pelvis, squeezing your glutes at your top of the movement. So using those legs, using your posture, using your core, and having a neutral cervical spine, a neutral neck while you do a squat. So you're going to get a little upper body work here because you're pulling those shoulders back. So we work the anterior deltoids with those front raises. Here you get to work a little bit of your back muscles, the posterior deltoids, to stabilize that band. So this one's pretty easy to do, very functional, kind of like what you would do every day. We're going to hit some rows next for our back. There's 2 ways to do those. I'll show you a couple ways to do it. So with that band still under our feet, you could row this way, okay? And if you need to adjust that resistance, remember you can always move your feet or you can adjust that band so you're getting a little more resistance, or you can adjust the band to have a thicker band with more resistance. The other way to do a row is find a doorway. And a lot of times when you buy a kit of bands, it comes with a door anchor. And doing your row here, where you pinch those shoulder blades and pull back. Keeping your pinch even as your arms extend, pinching those shoulder blades, still pinching those shoulder blades. Pulling back, engaging your abs, your low back, and all that strength through your core and that stability through your core. So this exercise is great for our back, our rear deltoids, our shoulders, and not only that, you're going to keep your core engaged while you're doing it. So we'll go for about 20 more seconds while we're rowing, and then we're going to do a triceps kickback, and I'll show you that one also with that door anchor. So it's a great transition or a great segue to using the door anchor. And if you have a kit of bands, you could keep one band on the door and one band free to use for your curls and your front raises and other exercises. So the tricep kickback, if you're using your door anchor, would look like this. Extend those arms, and then you just bend your elbow a little bit, but you're keeping your weights at the side of your body, or your band at the side of your body. Extend, bend, extend, bend. So you're using that anchor. Now, if you were on the ground, you could still work those triceps, but remember it's a small movement. Extend, stop. Extend, stop. And then keep your neck neutral as you extend and bend. Extend and bend. So you're really getting that squeeze out of your triceps at the top here. And what's important is that you're thinking about how you're squeezing at the top, not this part here, the front of the movement or the bottom of the movement. You want to get that top squeeze. Our next exercise is going to take us to some cardio. We're going to get 5 cardio exercises and get our feet moving a little bit. Okay, so first one is, I'm going to keep a band as a matter of fact, monster walk. You're going to take it down into a small squatting movement or lower positioning with your hips bending. And then you step forward to squeeze your glute. As you pull through, you squeeze this glute. So you'll take it back. You don't need a lot of space either. You can just come through, put your weight to this quad, pull through, squeeze this glute. Same on the opposing side, put your weight to your quad, squeeze that glute. Now, if you want to do it with a little resistance, you take this band, wrap it right around just above your knees, and you can hold that band. They make bands specifically for this, but now you push out with a little resistance of that band. And you're getting to keep using those glutes as you squeeze out. It's kind of like when you're laying on the floor doing a clamshell, which is another great exercise, but here we're in motion. So you come out, squeeze those glutes, out, squeeze those glutes. We'll go 15 more seconds before we go to one of my favorite exercises. It might not be one of yours, but don't be bitter, get fitter. It's an exercise for function. We're going to get up and down off the ground. All right, so if you can't do that, use a chair and you can modify it. We're going to go ahead and we're going to lay back. Let's try this for 1 minute. We're going to take ourselves down to the ground, lay back flat. Feel your hips and pelvis. Are they neutral? What are you doing there with your lower body? And then try to get back up however you can. All right, if that's easy, just go a little faster and try to get your heart rate up using your whole body as you get up and down, getting those arms to touch the ground above you, and then reaching up to get a stretch at the top. If you need to go to the right side to get up, on the next rep, use the left side to get up. Try to bend your ankles, knees, hips, and use your whole body. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to get back up and we're going to get another cardio exercise. We're going to get some step through. So taking our right leg, coming forward, and then coming back. So you're kind of stepping through that movement. Step through, and then step back. So you're getting to strengthen this left leg while working the range of motion and stability and balance on your right leg. But keeping your alignment through your feet is key here. So as you go back and forward, keep this foot forward, just like the other one, okay? Engage your core, tighten those abs, hold strong, neutral neck. And the key there is, even if you're holding dumbbells, or you can do this with a band under your left foot for a little extra resistance if you want that. Or if you're traveling, you can hold your suitcase and do these. Let's switch. We're going to go right foot stable, left foot goes through. Left foot steps through. See if your balance is better on one versus the other. We're going to hold our core tight, get 30 more seconds, and we're going to do one more lower body exercise. Hopefully you'll see this is getting your heart rate up a little bit, getting that cardio going. Again, this doesn't have to be a big movement. This can be small movements. You don't have to go deep into it. You can stay shallow, but still bend that leg a little bit and use that stability. We're going to go to clock lunges next. Okay, so 12 reps with our right leg. Again, if you have dumbbells or a band, you can put the band under your foot. The tricky thing here is that if you have that band, you have to try to keep your resistance on, I'm sorry, I did that wrong. You have to keep your resistance on that front foot, and it's going to give you a little bit of plyometric power as you pull that foot off the ground. Hold those biceps tight as you're doing these. You go 12 with your right foot, and then you do 12 counterclockwise with that left foot. But by pushing against that band, it gives you some strength in your leg while you're doing these. And it helps you use that glute a little more and your quad a little more. Again, you don't have to go very deep with this. What's more important is that you're keeping your form. And that's what we're trying to shoot for. So then we just switch it to the other foot and go the opposite direction. Pushing off, keeping your alignment again with that back foot. All right? So about 12 in each direction. Just be careful with your bands that they are not frayed, that they don't slip off your shoe. If you're doing this barefoot, you can make sure that it grips on your foot. Being safe and smart, that can be very helpful. But using these bands gives you just a little more resistance. And we'll get about 12. I don't know if I hit 12 exactly or not, but it's close enough. Let's hit a few core exercises. So we're going to take it back down to the ground. Use your ankles, your knees, your hips to take it to the ground. We're going to put our hands behind our head with our knees up like this. Left elbow will come across to our right knee. Push your head into your hands. All right, so you're not pulling on your neck, up and across, trying not to let those shoulder blades touch. Okay, we're going to go up and across. We're going to do 1 minute with our left arm going across to the right. And then we're going to do 1 minute the other way. Then we're going to do some glute bridges. We're going to do one side at a time. And then we're going to get our butts back up. And we're going to do this whole circuit again because it was so much fun the first time. We're going to do it again. So that said, let's go ahead and we're going to just switch our feet and crunch it across the other way. So again, looking up to the ceiling, push your head into your hands. coming across your body, right arm towards that left knee. You get a nice hip stretch while you do this. Up and across, keeping those shoulder blades off the ground. About 10 more seconds on this side. Then we'll hit some single leg bridges. We're coming in on the halfway mark here for our workout as well. So that's good. You're making progress. We never stopped moving. Nice job. So right leg up high, left leg drives into the ground, up and down, up and down, up and down. Big lift. Open your hip flexor on the left side as you lift that right leg. Getting your hamstrings on the left leg, glutes and hamstrings in here to do the work as you drive that foot into the floor to lift the other leg. So you stretch your hip flexors a little bit, squeeze those glutes. All right? And then switch. We're going to go to the other side. Don't worry, we will come back to this again in a few minutes. While you're keeping your core strong, think about getting that upper body ready for our next circuit of bicep curls. If you want to grab that thicker band, you can grab that thicker band. Remember, you can adjust bands quickly. You don't need to use the handles. You can just hold the band. You don't have to hold the handles. And so that's another easy way to keep your movement going and your cardio going. So I'm just going to grab the band to show you what that would look like instead of using these handles. And then I'm going to switch feet. I'm going to put the band under my other foot this time. Bicep curls. Let's go for 1 minute. So you can do a hammer curl in here. Again, if you want to work on some balance, you can do it on one foot. Throwing in some variations on set 2. If you wanted to do 3 sets, you got the option. It's your workout. You can make it whatever you want. Put on whatever tunes you like. You can either keep my audio going or turn the audio off. But the key is keep moving. All right? That's the key for 30 minutes. And if you do that 5 times during the week, you'll reach your 150 minutes, which is what the Surgeon General recommends we do. But you'll also be getting some strength if you get that 30 minutes times 5. And that strength with these workouts helps build resilience, strong tendons, ligaments. We're going to go to front raises next. So again, band in front, pinch those shoulder blades. You can come up with one, keeping your shoulder blades back, up with the other, up with one, and the other. You could do both if you prefer, but I like going across because it makes me focus on using the stability in my core. But if you want to do both, you want to just come up to about shoulder height. You're not going higher than that. And if you go lower, just keep pinching your shoulder blades, using your back and shoulders for stability. All right, and we're going to do squats next. So keep your form while you're doing your front raises. You can come in front. You can come out diagonal, or as they say in Harry Potter, diagonally. All right, squats next. So again, you can adjust that foot positioning, coming up, getting that squat with just a little resistance. Use those quads, get those glutes to squeeze at the top. Thinking about your pelvic, tilt. Tilt your hips and pelvis. Holding strong, all the way up, all the way down, all the way up, and all the way down. So these are a good one for lower body. We'll get about 10 more seconds, 15 seconds. And then we go to rows. Again, you can do those with your feet on the ground, or you can do those with your wall. Now, squats, remember, keep your back long. Like that, neutral neck. Okay? I like to look ahead of me, so I don't look down this way. That keeps your posture. Rows are next. I'm going to use the wall anchor All right, you have options. Pulling and pinching those shoulder blades. All right, so engage your core, keep that form, pull back using the back muscles, rear deltoid muscles. You can hold one arm, so pull back, hold that right arm, let your left arm come forward, pull that left arm back, let your right arm come forward. Alternate, but you're keeping that tension on just a little bit longer while you're rowing. Exhale as you pull, as you engage your core. We have one more exercise here in our upper body circuit where we're going to do our tricep kickbacks. And we're right in at about just around 20 minutes or so of our workout. Cooking along through this, and that's the key, right? Tricep kickbacks, you can do them on the ground, or you can do them with that wall anchor. I'm gonna do these on the ground. I'm gonna put it onto the other foot, kick it back, and then stop. Now remember, you wanna exhale, use your abs. Use your core for stability. Extend and bend. Extend and bend. Extend and bend. Had to check our time, make sure we're doing good on our recording so that we don't run out of time to get all of our other exercises in. We've got cardio coming next. We're going to get 4 more cardio exercises. Keep squeezing those triceps. Get that squeeze while you pinch those shoulder blades. That's the key on this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Now, remember, you can always do this whole circuit again. Cardio, monster walks. I'm going to wrap this around my legs. All right? And then if you have handles and you want to just hold on to those, you can put them in front of you. And we're going to do a monster walk here with that resistance. Now, it's important to push your knees out. So what I'm doing is I'm pushing out. I'll show you from the front. Step forward, keep that knee out, squeeze that glute. Forward again, squeeze that glute. Forward, squeeze. Squeeze. I like using these bands more than the bands that are made for this, the loop bands, because I find you can adjust your resistance. I find you can do this a lot easier to get those glutes to fire. And that's why we're doing this. It's a glute exercise. Squats are a good quad exercise. This is an amazing glute exercise. Everybody should be doing clamshells or monster walks to keep our glutes strong. We're going to get up and down off the ground. Let's go ahead and we're going to pop that band aside. Let's take it down to the ground. Use your ankles, your knees, your hips. Take it back. Let's lay flat. And then take it back up. Using your ankles, your knees, and your hips. Throw in a hop at the top if you want to make it more challenging. Back, and then up with a little hop. You got this. 30 more seconds to keep using your core, your mobility, your ankles, your flexibility. We're going to take it through this for about 10 more seconds, and then we're going to get back to our step throughs and some clock lunges before going finally to our core. Nice job. Step throughs again, keeping our heart rate up. Pull that right leg forward, bring it back. Using your core and alignment. The nice thing about using a mirror or a camera is that you can see what your knee is doing. Is it aligned? Both of them. Keeping your left knee strong while you work your right leg. Can you do the same on the other? Try not to let your knee fall inwards. Use that glute. Use that leg strength. All right, and then we're going to switch it to the other side. Coming forwards and backwards. Forwards. Alignment is good as you come back. Tall posture. Thinking about your core, your back, your abs, holding strong with everything in your movement. Clock lunges are next, and we're going to shoot for 12 each way. Again, you can use your band or not. So left leg, counterclockwise, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. You get the idea. However you want to do it, just 12 all the way around. And the reason this is good is that powerful push off your heel gets you to use the front of your leg like you do when you're walking. The other thing to think about is that back leg. Can you stretch your Achilles and hip flexors? Push that heel towards the floor. Let that back leg stretch. So keep that back foot down and extended as you stretch. We'll go the other way after you get 12. Again, if you miss one or if you do one extra, it's not going to matter in the whole scheme of things. That's always the key. Just keep moving. It doesn't have to be perfect. Your workout could be imperfectly perfect. That's the way to think of your workout. Just keep moving. Keep your consciousness on what muscles you're using when you strength train. All right, last couple exercises here to finish strong. So we're going to go take it down to the ground, crunch and cross. Cross over, right leg up over left, up and across, up and across, up and across. Exhale, keeping those shoulders off the ground. That's the key. Up and across. And then your neutral neck by pushing your head into your hands instead of pulling with your hands. Looking up to that ceiling, working our core. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch to the other side. Coming in for a strong finish here with our core. And that's the key. It can be a strong finish and an efficient workout. Even if you're on vacation, you can find a half an hour to fit in a workout like this. Even if you're traveling for work, you can find a half an hour. If you can't, you got to assess why. Why can't you find a half an hour? And that's the important thing. Keep moving. Keep your strength up. Glute bridges, right leg up, big lift. You can support yourself with your hands on the ground if you want to, or your hands behind your head. Coming in for the strong finish here. And we're going to get about 10 more seconds on this side, and then we finish with the other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch. Big lift, big squeeze with that opposing leg. Right leg glute does the work here. Keep that strength up. Perfectly imperfect workout, and you're coming to a close of 2 sets. Just about 30 minutes of moving and grooving and getting stronger through your arms, your legs, your heart, and your core. Nice job. You did it. You finished the whole workout. I hope that helps you find ways to be active for your life. And if you want to hit one more circuit, just go ahead and hit that play button again, and you can do it all again one more time for 3 times. See you next time.